men that are say, confessing that they did this, they did that. You never brought the war crime court, but it is now that the wounds are being healed and you want to bring the war crime. Why now? So then why did the international community allow her to run for the presidency? So even the international community are abettors of the crime in Liberia, because she should have never ran. I'm saying the UN is an abettor to the crimes in our country. We should stop this thing. These our slave masters are still running our countries and messing us up.
Representative George, what do you stand?
When I hear somebody telling me that Gifty was making love to Peters in the car, only Jesus can tell me that I will accept. Only Jesus. No CID, NSA, FBI report will make me to accept it. No kind of a report would make me to agree that Gifty Lama was in a car on Broad Street having sex. Whereas when we went there, I was there when police opened that vehicle.
Okay.
We noticed that there was sand in her shoes and on her feet.
Okay.
So the Broad Street play got sand now. Broad Street got sand. Where part of Broad Street is sand coming from? I refuse to accept that. Anybody wants to get angry with me, let them get angry with me.
Musa Belete stole 180,000 in tax money from the Liberian government, for which he was dragged to court. 2010, 2012, he was announced convicted. This is the man also condemned by FIFA as a fraudster. This is the man who is in the midst of the CPP, and the CPP is now throwing what I call a cordon sanitaire around him. Now, if you have a guy who is a potential contaminant, and you have it in your midst, what do you think will happen? He will contaminate everybody. This man is a walking corruption virus. Anything he comes in contact with, anything he touches, he contaminates. The CPP will be contaminated very soon, because my own Liberty Party is now contaminated. People in the Liberty Party who took responsibility today, they are defending him up and down the country. They are defending, even though they know Mr. Belete was condemned by FIFA for 10 years as a fraudster. Even though they know Mr. Belete was convicted of tax evasion, fraud, they still defend him because he was able to get them pick-up.
Restitution, make sure that people give back that which they stole from the people to rebuild this country, to provide life. Today we are in a situation with this pandemic. Where do we stand? Where are the drugs? I mean, we just right around here. Look at the misery in which people live. Look at the roads. Look at, you go to red light. Is that the kind of country that you want to be in? One of the things that I read and always touches me when they ask people what country you want to be born into. All of us want to go to beautiful places. I'm one person. Everything good I see elsewhere, I say, I wish they were in Liberia. I do not enjoy things other countries. And so what do you want is to enjoy life in other people's country. When you come home, you can't even measure up. And why is that happening? Do we lack talent? No. We have a lot of talented people. People are not working hard? They are. But should somebody else tell the people just work and forever be at their gate? That's not a way of life. And so you should be able to account for that confidence that you say is reposing you to serve the people. You should tell them what you did or what they entrusted.
I'm not saying anything about I hate Dillon. Dillon posted on his Facebook and LinkedIn page that he graduated from St. Peter Clever High School in Buchanan, 1989. When people show up from St. Peter Clever High School...
Was that not the case? Was that not the case?
Oh, but brother, right now the evidence Dillon showing to you now, he ain't driving from St. Peter again because the witnesses from St. Peter were overwhelming. They said, Dillon, you ain't driving from our school. Why you lying? Then he suddenly went to Wellhurst. He said, oh no, I forget. I don't St. Peter I graduated from. That Wellhurst I graduated from now. You see, brother, how can one man graduate from two high school in the same year? How is that possible, brother? It's not. That convention has been described as an unspeakable disgrace and a letdown to the Liberian people, especially when you look at the outcome of the convention. That convention produced a gentleman who is known locally and internationally for his corruptible conduct. Besides, the processes leading to the convention were undemocratic, and that was the beginning of the prostitution of the values that the Liberty Party stands for or espouses. So that convention is a joke. It was in contravention of the party's constitution. That position has been eloquently articulated by one of our colleagues by the name of Clark Toomey. Clark Toomey was an aspirant in the convention. He went there. He wanted to be a Secretary General of the party, and when he went to the convention, in contravention of the party's constitution, it was the beginning of the bastardization of the integrated standard in the Liberty Party.
Mr. Jackson, somebody listening to you want to know what you...
Confusion is such that these people are determined in their irreligious action to undermine the foundational principle and doctrine of the Liberty Party. You know that I am a founding executive member, not just of the Liberty Party, but the three arrangements that gave prominence to Councillor Bronsky when he fled from the Chancellor regime. The three arrangements that we established. Number one was the United Democratic Party, the Liberty Party, and the Friends of Bronsky. Those institutions aspire to two fundamental doctrines.
I like
Number
it.
one,
I like it.
It's another morning, another bright day in Monrovia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And today is Friday, the 24th day of March 2023. And I'd like to welcome you to another presentation of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And today is a long presentation because my co-host has another engagement she has to be at this morning. But never mind, we're here together. And of course, let's have a great day, great time here on the radio. You know, there's some sort of excitement about Friday morning. Because you know you're ushering into the new to the weekend, that is where you get to get some rest. And so it normally feels great on the Friday morning. Welcome to the show this morning, and of course lots and lots of things to talk about. We'll give you our traffic alert, our motivational quote, and our African proverb, and then we'll go across the country to speak with our correspondents. Once we do that, we enter our first talking point. Lots of things to talk about, but we'll take two key ones. Tim Cummins had a press conference on yesterday. We'll be dissecting exactly what it was about and how we can make sense of some of the things that were said there on yesterday. And then we already know the Liberia National Police has released a statement in which they've found the driver culpable in the fatal accident that occurred on the RIA highway. And we will speak with the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, Moses Carter, to detail that press statement for us. And 9 o'clock after our break, we joined a group of young and positive-minded Liberians who are doing something in the slum community of West Point, and they call Educate West Point Liberia. They be here on the platform this morning to tell us exactly what they are doing in West Point, what their organization is about, and what ways they've helped to better West Point. So that's how the menu looks like this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio. And so our motivational quote for this morning says, your only limit is the amount of action you take. Your only limit is the amount of action you take. Yeah. So if you decide to be on a slow pace, fold your hands and lay in one corner every morning, that's your limitation. It means you cannot expand beyond that, because that's what your mind has told you to do. So your only limit is the amount of action you take, and it's Team Fago. Our African proverb says, honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. If we are all honest, there will be no need for the implementation or the crafting of policies, because we all live within the confines of what should be done. As you well know, policies are meant to guide us, guide our activities, and what have you. But that's it this morning on Traffic Alert. And this, I think, is an important segment in this program. So we like to give it due attention every morning, so you do not get late for your day's activities. And so, as always, the traffic is building up around the 540 area. We are told that it's building up around the 540 area, and you know, sometimes it extends to RC Lawson. Yeah, that's how bad the traffic is on that side. And as you approach town around the Old Road Junction, around the park, the Invisible Sports Park, you also notice a bit of traffic buildup. And also around Vamoma, there's also traffic buildup there. And you are coming from across, say from the Jamaica Road area, specifically the Logan Town side. A bit of traffic buildup is going there as well, because there's a detour there. Road construction is going on there, and so the traffic is always around there. And if you're coming from the Broadville end, watch out for the traffic at the beer factory end, just before the Momo Town area. And if you're passing through Momo Town, you also be aware of the traffic around the Carwell Bridge. If you are leaving from Carwell, there's a traffic alert around the New Georgia end. Before you even get to New Georgia Junction, you also notice a bit of traffic, and it keeps piling up as the morning progresses, and so you have to be aware of that. And for you coming from the Carwell end, there are heavy rocks. Yesterday I spoke about those rocks. There are trucks moving rocks from one end to another. and with the way the speed, sometimes the rocks drop off. And so it happened this morning. There are two big, and I want to stress it, big rocks on that Kara route. So be careful. Between New Georgia and the bridge, there's big rock there. Two big rocks, by the way. So you have to be careful. Yeah, don't run with excessive speed. I don't know whether they don't know these rocks drop off. They often leave them on a tender toe. The same happened a few weeks ago along the Freeport route. There were these big rocks, and I'm told they are being moved to the Bali Island Road construction. And so those who are riding these vehicles, who are supervising those who are driving these trucks, you have to make them aware that they do not need to speed to get to their destination. You don't place the public in harm's way. That's bad. And so that's all for our traffic alert this morning on the Morning Breeze. With the time 19 minutes up to 8 o'clock. Let's now go across the country and speak with our contacts. And beginning with our man Prince Yukon J. Wampalo in Grand Bassa County. So it's a wonderful morning in Monrovia. The weather looks good. The weather was a bit gloomy on yesterday, but it looks good this morning. And I hope the sun shines and you are about to go about your normal business. Let's get the man, the ever-ready workout Kiri from Kakata, Magibi County. This morning, Prince Wamplu seems to be off. But never mind. Let's take workout Kiri, the ever-ready workout Kiri from Magibi County. Let's see what's going on in Magibi aside from voters registration. Workout Kiri, the ever-ready workout Kiri is on the line this morning. Workout, good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Good morning, our listeners, and good morning to ABC Radio.
Now, how is the weather in Kakata?
I'm not getting you clearly.
I'm asking how is the weather in Kakata?
The weather condition is partly cloudy, but we have some sunshine at 50 degrees Celsius, and everything is cool, and everything is going on smoothly this morning.
My man, what degree? But Workout, where exactly are you? Your background sounds noisy.
Well, currently, as we're speaking, I am at the Morovia parking to one of the polling precincts where the registration process is going on smoothly this morning.
So how is it there? How is the process? It's early morning.
Yeah, the process is going on smoothly this morning as we speak. And Magibians and Kakatonians are queuing in a very professional way, at least to obtain their voter registration card ahead of this year's crucial elections in our country, Liberia. So the process is ongoing, and it is smooth this morning.
Okay, that's good. So we've been hearing news about the effectiveness of some of the workers there at the local offices at NEC, because we are told operating the devices that were given to them is becoming a problem.
Yeah, it is true and it is factual. That is what is obtaining. But authorities concerned as regards to that issues are telling the press, including ABC Radio, that they will shortly call up a press conference at least to address some of these issues and also send a message to national government and her development partners with regards fast tracking those processes. and ensuring that development continues to reign, especially when it comes to a sector, an issue like that.
Okay, now tell us, what else do we need to know from Margibi County?
It's just about the trucking, the various aspirants, including the incumbents of the various districts, have lavishly bent on trucking of people from other districts to come and do their registration in an unknown district. Like some of them are trucking people from district number 5 to Margibi County, Kakata to be specific, to come and do their registration. So as a result of this, the Anti-Trucking Commission, headed by its commissioner in Kakata, Margibi County, one Mama Morris, said they formed this organization as a result to put a halt or drastic stop to trucking issues when especially it's come to electioneering process. And you know, Margibi County is one of those counties when it comes to vote-rich counties in Liberia. Margibi is of no exception. So as a result of this, they want to see the process being going in a very free, fair, and credible manner, devoid of confusion or corruption, at least to ensure that we form part of development that is happening in the county. So Mama Morris, they are very firm into it, and they have identified some areas where there are trucking going on, and they have deployed several manpower at least to help in that direction.
Now, Walcott, I am a bit worried about the mandate of such a group. Their action could fuel violence in Margibi, considering that they have no legitimacy to operate, and the scope of their operation is still unknown.
Yeah, what you are saying is 100% truth, but the guys are saying this group will not only be existing during and after the elections. Even after the elections, they want to make it like a non-governmental organizations that will be there just like an auxiliary to the National Elections Commission, at least to put a stop to some of these things. So according to its county coordinator, Mama Morris, they said they are working everything possible humanly, at least to get their registration done and to get their legal documents with the government of Nigeria and other agencies, so that they become fully operational. Even during and after the elections, they can be like a group that will organize some forums, at least to teach people about electioneering processes, and even those frauds, even those trucking issues, which they said is hampering the election process. There will also be chance at least to teach people about those things in readiness of any electioneering process in our country. So they said they are working on their documentations, and soonest they will achieve that, and they will get onto the press as to the development they have gone so far in doing that.
Okay, Walcott, any other thing we need to know from Margibi?
It's just that Margibians and Kakatonians are crying humbly on national government and our development partners again to see the reason to transform BWI into a technical college. And according to Margibians, they said BWI is one of those old tech folk institutions that is providing learning opportunities in the area of masonry, carpentry, even automech, even building and construction, even the domestic science also. But there is a reason and there is a need for BWI to be transformed into a technical college. And the CEO and principal, Anthony Fumba Tanu, is doing quite well in terms of managing the affairs of the institution, despite the economic hardship in our country. So this is the cry of the Margibians, and this is the cry of the Kakatonians, and they said if government and our development partners could do that one for them, then they will be satisfied, and they consider BWI to be a technical college in Margibi County.
Okay, so what could be the reason behind this cry, Walcott?
The reason behind this cry, according to Margibians and Kakatonians who talked to ABC Radio in Margibi County, said that even our president, His Excellency Dr. George Manewia, made a promises sometime back during his campaign tour when he came to Kakata Magibi County and even visited the Booker Washington Institute, BWI, and made a promise of transforming BWI to become a technical college. And even our various lawmakers in the county also made similar promises like that, even development partners, even development of agencies and organizations that we are invited previously on their graduation and convocation ceremony in Kakataya at the school campus, also made several promises of transforming Booker Washington Institute BWI into a technical college. But they said since then, they have not seen something of its set to come to a reality. So they want BWI to become a technical college, and that BWI is one of those institutions of credible learning and is providing a huge impact learning in the nation. So if government and her development partners could fulfill their promises by transforming the Booker Washington Institute BWI into a technical college, then they will be satisfied.
Okay. Thank you so much, Walcott Kirit. It was nice having you on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. I am Walcott Kiri, and I'm proud to become ABC radio correspondent in Magibi Kakata.
Okay. Walcott Kirit there in Kakata, Magibi County. Let's go to the northern part of Liberia in Lofa County to speak with our man Samuel Bole there in Lofa County. Let's know what's going on in Lofa. Yeah. But this is the morning breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on a beautiful Friday morning. The day that we all love. Yeah, radio people love this day. Unless you forget, the Liberia national team plays on today against South Africa in South Africa. Yeah, the Liberia national team plays on today in South Africa. Well, it's in there. It's the AFCON 2023. And so our contacts are unreachable. So we'll continue with the program this morning. Our first stop will be Moses Carter. He's the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. And yesterday, the police released a statement late yesterday evening. And they've held the driver of the truck accountable for what went on yesterday. But I want him to say directly to you, the listeners, this morning. So let's establish contact with Moses Carter this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on this morning. Let's get to Moses Carter on the program this morning. Of course, we spoke earlier this morning, and Moses Carter is the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, very agile. He's on the line right now. Let's get to Moses. Moses, good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Thank you so much, Fidel. It's a pleasure always joining you on your presentation.
Now, we want you
to be a part of your rebranding of ABC Radio.
It's great. Thank you so much, my brother. Yesterday, the Liberia National Police released a statement in which she indicated that the driver of the truck has been held liable. First of all, tell us, how did you reach to that conclusion?
Well, this conclusion was reached through an investigative process. as headed by our Chief of Traffic, Honorable Fred Gay, based on the investigative findings that led the investigation to charge this driver Sam for, reckless driving resulting to deaths as well as property damage and injuries, which is in violation of 10.4 of the Vehicle and Traffic Laws of Liberia.
Now, there were conflicting reports regarding the number of persons that died and were injured, or holistically that were involved in the accident. You care to tell us figures?
Yeah, so like we put in that release, we had a total of 11 persons.
Okay.
Of course, 6 officers sustained injury. I mean, of the 6 officers, 1 met his untimely death. 1, Emmanuel Bowie. Emmanuel Bowie died, was pronounced dead when taken to the ELWA hospital. And there were other 2 kids who are yet to be identified. But my understanding is that information is surfacing of their identities. But they also met their untimely death. The ones that were in the keke, that were found under the truck. So the total death as of yesterday was 4 persons.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other ones are undergoing treatment at the ELW hospital.
Okay, so 4 persons died.
Right.
Good. Now, there are lots of conflicting reports regarding the circumstances that led to that accident. You care to drill us through as per what the investigation has established?
Well, the investigation established that the truck that was being driven by Sam, which was digital, had registered, some fault.
Okay.
Accordingly on his dashboard. However, he chose to, continue to move with the truck, which absolutely led to this accident. And so it was from that perspective that the investigation chose to charge him with reckless driving, resulting to death, property damage, as well as injuries.
So for the sake of the public, what are the penalties attached to such a, I don't know what it is, an offense or is a crime now? I guess it's a crime now. If you were judged guilty, sorry.
Well, the investigators are considering all options open now that the first phase of the investigation is up. There are more considerations, and so appropriately, from what the development is today, we definitely will inform you tomorrow as to the next stage.
Okay, thank you so much, Moses. Any other development from the Liberia National Police that's worth the public's interest?
Yes, so we conducted. When I mean we worked along with the pathologist,
okay,
Dr. Benedict Cooley, for the conduct of autopsy on the remains of Shalom Musu, the daughter of former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scout at the St. Moses Funeral Home. And it went very successfully with the presence of family members of the former Chief Justice present, and that of civil society and media present. And so we're hopeful that the pathologist will present his report through the Ministry of Justice. The report will be provided to the Liberian people, and the investigation will definitely continue from there.
Okay, so I guess it's the report, the autopsy report, the full report that you will also use as the basis for continuing the investigation.
Absolutely, it serves as one of the basis of enhancing the ongoing investigation.
Thank you so much, Moses Carter. It was nice having you on the program this morning.
It's always a pleasure, Fidel. Thank you so much.
Okay, he's Moses Carter. Sorry. He's Moses Carter, the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, and they released a statement on yesterday. He has detailed that statement through the conversation with him this morning, and so that's how it is on the Morning Breeze this morning on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Fidel Saydee, on a lone presentation. All right, but let's get to yeah. So first of all, I like to I like to be very careful with these kinds of things because um, a lot of things are involved. Uh, our job here is to inform the public on the actions of individuals, of institutions, all right, and of those who we believe are custodian of our governance process. And so, if there's a situation that's happening in our country, we are under obligation to say it to the Liberian people. This one has no, link to government official or whatever, but it is the safety of the public. I don't know who owns the trucks that are transporting rocks for the construction of the Bali Island Road. But that company, that trucking company, I don't know what it is, a company or the trucks are being hired on an individual basis, but it is a bad thing when you put the public at risk because of the conduct of a handful of individuals. And I'm making reference to the drivers of these trucks. Look, every single life that is lost means a lot to this republic. Every single life that is lost means a lot to this republic. It takes away from us a lot of things. We've not gotten to understand why it is important to be very safe, to take safety measures when we are operating in the public glare. We have not seen that. And I am calling on the Liberia National Police to please monitor how these trucks plow the road. And I'm making reference to the rocks that were dropped. To you coming from the car well and listening to me this morning, you've seen exactly. I took pictures of those rocks. I took pictures of those rocks this morning. I mean, we cannot jeopardize the safety of citizens of Liberia, of other road users, because of recklessness. I don't know whether the camera can picture this, but this is it. If you are watching, you're seeing the rock right in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road. You're seeing the rock. That one there. Here's the other one on the bridge. Almost at the end of the bridge. Here's another one. See this rock. So if someone is leaving that end early in the morning where the weather is cloudy and the person runs into that rock, who takes responsibility? Who takes responsibility? We must be very careful, very, very careful how we operate. And because these people are left undone, the essence of policies, like I was saying a few minutes ago, is to guard the actions of people. But when these policies are on the book and there's still violations on the part of people who use the road, then there is a problem. It means the implementing organ of government that is responsible to guard the actions of these people are not working. They are not working. So we continue to cry every day that there is a need for us to improve on the safety measures of our people, of those who use the road. How many persons will die before we come to the realization that we need to monitor? The police have to monitor the conduct of those who use the road. So the men drive the Ragnar, they leave it there. Who's going to take them off? How many persons will be affected? The traffic congestion that will be created as a result of those rocks. In fact, what makes it mandatory for you to fill the entire truck with rocks to get it to your destination? With undue recognition of safety guidelines. That's how it is in our country. We disregard the rule of law so much so that it appears like the rule of law or laws are non-existent. Why they are piled up on the books? That's who we are. That's the country we want to lead. We want to run. That's the country we want to run. And that's how bad the society is getting, because there's disregard to the rule of law, so anybody can do anything at any time. Now we sit here every morning to run these pieces of advice to ordinary citizens and to state actors to take action. And that is the essence of our being here. I know it's easy to talk the politics, to criticize government officials. But the real issue is the issue we have with ourselves as individuals. All of those who work in government, who work in different agencies, are not aliens. They are Liberians. They are not foreigners. They are Liberians. So where is our patriotism? Where is our love for country? Where is our service to nation? That we do not just occupy positions, but we are able to do what those positions call for. We are able to do that. We must do our jobs. If you are a sweeper, if you are a maintenance officer, maybe let me design it. If you are a cook, you work in the hospital, you must do your job. The same way you think appointed officials of government are accountable to you, you are as well accountable to the public because of the service that you deliver. And if we all can come to the realization that we have different roles to play in the society, and we must all play our roles perfectly, this society will be better. This society will be better. But if we leave, everything undone, you're supposed to play a role, I'm supposed to play my role, and all of us leave everything undone, this society will crumble. Liberia will go nowhere. And I know it's easier to blame government officials, to blame people who work in public service. People who are in government. It's easier to blame them. But we as private citizens, we do our jobs in different parts of the society, in the hospitals, in the schools. We do our jobs. But to what extent are we able to do our job to the satisfaction of what our terms of references call for? That is what is important. And I want to speak to your consciences this morning that you have a responsibility to yourself, you have a responsibility to your family, and you also have a responsibility to the state. That is exactly what we must do as citizens. If you are in the school, you are a teacher. If your responsibility is to mold the minds of those who sit under you as an instructor, you must do that to the best of your ability. You must avoid getting money from students for them to pass. You must avoid asking for insane requests from students in order to give them a pass. You must set a standard that the society looks up to as being acceptable. That is the standard you must set. You must go to class every day to make sure that the students are able to exhaust the materials that are enshrined in the curriculum so that they do not miss out on what they should learn. That is your responsibility as a teacher. If you are a principal, you must create the enabling environment that will allow students to safely learn. You must do that. If you are a head of a medical facility, a hospital or a clinic, you have a responsibility to make sure that the clinic or the hospital is smoothly functional, that doctors or nurses or healthcare workers are paid. That is your responsibility, and you must do that. That the hospital facilities are clean. The hospital is supposed to be a place where sick people go to receive treatment. It should not be a place where sick people go to receive illness. So it must be clean at all times. That is the responsibility that you have. You must do that. You must do that. If you are a police officer, your duty is to protect lives and properties. There should be nothing that will compromise your stance in protecting lives and properties. Because the society relies on you. The country relies on you. The country sees you fit as the person who should do just that job. And you've even taken the oath of office. You've decided upon yourself that that is exactly what you want to do. So you must do it diligently too. If you work in government, you hold a public position, and there are responsibilities ascribed to those positions. You must do your job. You must. That is the role each of us have to play. And we join these little puzzles together. We make Liberia a wholesome society, a functional one, where we do not have to shift blame on Mr. X because he did not do this. We do not have to shift blame on Mrs. Y because she did not do this. That is the responsibility we have unto ourselves. We must embrace this. We must play our collective roles so that this society, Liberia, can be a better place. There will be no way Liberia will be better, even if you, the ordinary citizens, refuse to play your role as citizens, patriotic citizens for that matter. There will be no way Liberia will become better if those who are in communities do not play their role. That is the sense of patriotism and nationalism, the garment we must all wear, instead of just apportioning blame to those who sit in high offices. Do not get me wrong. They bear the greatest responsibility of ensuring that this country is better. But you too have a responsibility. And that responsibility you must hold to your hands. We've criticized everything in this country. Where have we gone? We've condemned in the strongest term the actions of public officials. Yet we still live in a visual cycle. A circle of repetitive action. A circle of once it's from me is not wrong. One, it has to do with my relative or my friend is not wrong. But when it has to do with someone else, it is wrong. Where we look at good and we set different standards for good. We set different standards for evil in the society instead of being holistic in our approach and our opposition to those wrong things in society. That is what we've accepted to do. And that is why our society will not go any further till we change our minds and our attitude. According to Lawrence Brobley, we must change our minds and I just thought to say this to you this morning because I feel embarrassed when I look at the progress that other countries are making. And you come to think about my own country, we are on a slow pace. It's not that we don't have the attitude to do what's right, but we've refused to do what's right. And the society, those in higher offices, do not demand us to do what is right. They accept those wrongs that we do. And so it becomes a thing of numb for us to operate the way we do. I want to charge you this morning to, in your little corner, change your attitude, how you see your role in society, so that when you change yours, I change mine, others change theirs, we will have a better society, a Liberia to live in and be proud of, instead of what we have on hand today. You cannot be a patriotic citizen and walking in the street and throwing dirt in the street. You cannot. You see those our old mothers in the streets sweeping every now and then. But you see, we got to get in work to do. So you throw the dirt in the street. You just can't do that. You can't. You just can't do that. We must all accept the fact that we have a responsibility to our country. Stop dropping dirt in the street with the mindset that old people there to pick it up. What happens in the interim where it is there and someone has to come at a particular time to pick it up? So it means at that point in time, the road will be dirty. So let's stop that. Hold your trash in your hand and reach at a destination where you can easily put it. Let's become patriotic citizens. Let's build our country together. Let's just stop apportioning blame to people who serve in public offices. Let's play our role and then hold them at a standard. But that, they feel guilty as well, that they need to compose themselves and do what's right. And that's how we move this society forward. I thought to say that to you this morning. Thank you. Now let's move to the CPP, the Tim Cummins. By the way, it is not a statement from CPP. It is a statement from Tim Cummins. And Louis Brown is the head of Tim Cummins. Guys, please come in here. This telephone is not on. He's the head of Tim Cummins. And they've raised some issues regarding the conduct of, or the way the electioneering process is going. How the NEC is proceeding. They believe it is a violation. The fact that the census report was not submitted to the legislature and the National Elections Commission is going ahead with voters registration, they believe it is a violation. And that because of these violations and the trust, the lack of trust in the Supreme Court of Liberia, there should be a, what they call it, special Supreme Court. I don't know where Louis Brown got that from. Special Supreme Court. What political parties can do is not to call for the establishment of a special Supreme Court, because that is absurd, completely absurd. What they can do is to involve, let's deal with it domestically first, is to engage the Supreme Court of Liberia. Write them, communicate with them. I'm not sure they do not receive communications. State clearly what your issues are with the Supreme Court of Liberia, and not to call for the establishment of a special Supreme Court. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Calling for the establishment of a special. So where are you getting the members of that court from? Where are you getting them from? Oh, so you are shifting. I mean, Shannon and her people will go sit down. They'll go sit down. Then you bring your special people that you call special Supreme Court. Now, but let's fix this. It is a good thing to criticize the actions of public institutions. It is good. But you cannot do so with insanity. You must do so with sincerity, so that people see that what you are saying makes a lot of sense. You cannot call for the establishment of a special Supreme Court because if you, what the court is doing now, they are allowing impunity to thrive in our society and you do not trust them, so we should establish. I mean, that statement alone is a recipe for inciting people against the Supreme Court of Liberia. I do not have problem with you criticizing the Supreme Court, of course. I mean, it is the public institution. You can. But to say you must establish another court, which part of the Constitution even gives you that right? You want to be a government. You are waiting to sit, to be the next to sit in power. But you're calling for the establishment of an extra Supreme Court because in your mind, the current Supreme Court is not adjudicating well. She is allowing impunity to thrive in our society. So you don't trust them. You won't call extra people. Where place you taking the people from? Which part of our Constitution gives you that right, Mr. Brown? Which part of our Constitution? Now, when you have these positions, whether you're in opposition or not, you also have a responsibility to the state. And that is to ensure that the state is peaceful. Now, when you start making statements like that, it appears to me that you are inciting people against the Supreme Court. Okay, the Supreme Court ain't operating right. So let's bring, judges from Pluto. Let's bring judges from heaven to come and hear electionary cases in our country. That's why Louis Brown is simply saying, look, Louis, Mr. Brown, you need to make suggestions that are doable, actions that are permissible under the laws of Liberia. So then when you make it like that, then you make it low like a liquor talk. And then you make it low like a liquor talk. You make it look like a liquor talk. There'll be raising serious issues. But the suggestions you are making is completely out of order. And it's only intended to put people against the Supreme Court, to render the Supreme Court as a useless body, to render the Supreme Court as an institution that does not know its left from right. So like I said, it's easy it's a good thing to criticize the Supreme Court, the actions of the Supreme Court. Everyone does. But to call for the establishment of another court is completely insane because it has no constitutional backing, and by parity of reasoning, it has no wisdom. Simply put, it not get sense. It doesn't. So I'm expecting Tim Cummins, in all of their drive to criticize, and I think it's important that opposition parties criticize the actions of state institutions, regardless of who's in charge. It's good, but you cannot make insane recommendations or recommendations that are intended to pull the public against, the Supreme Court against the public, and vice versa. It's important. So to say, okay, you can say, okay, it's like saying the legislature not functioning, let find another legislature to replace the one out there. Who does that? Who says that? In their right frame of mind, who says that? That because a particular body is not working, so a pseudo body must be created to usurp or transfer the function of that body to the one that you've established. Let me start asking some tough questions, because I'm not sure that's how Mr. Cummins wants to lead this country. I am not sure. Mr. Cummins is an upright man. He's a learned man. He knows exactly what he's doing. So do not align him with statements that appear as undermining the democratic nature of our state and placing the governance sanctity of our country under the bus, as Mr. Louis Brown is making this he's suggesting. You can't. You can't. Regardless of how ineffective a body is, you cannot suggest that there should be a pseudo functionary that will take on the responsibility of that constituted body. It's insane. It has no place in the Constitution. It has no space in the court of public opinion, and it has no space in logical reasoning. So, Mr. Brown, It's good that you criticize the National Elections Commission, but it is insane to make the suggestions that you've made under the guise of forming in an institution that will get away from impunity or give judgment on the basis of what you believe is the law. Then how they can operate country, papi? You just get up when the other body not function, you say, now let's move it from there. You let's bring another body. That's not how you operate a government. And I thought that that was an insane suggestion. And Tim Cummins, led by Louis Brown, should find another thing to say because that one ain't making sense. It doesn't make sense. We are under obligation to criticize institutions, put their feet to the fire, to operate under the ambience of the law. But there is a provision in the Constitution that also calls for judicial review. So the actions of different courts are reviewed at a certain period. So let's wait for that period for the action of the Supreme Court to be reviewed. Then time for judicial review. But to make it look like no, it doesn't make sense. Let's go to the phone lines. Of course, guys, maybe I have to use this alternative line 0770603293, 0770603293, 0886603293. Call those numbers and let's hear you right here on the Morning Breeze. The Liberia National Police has come up with a press statement, and they've indicated that the driver of the truck is culpable and he should be held liable for what went on during the incident. Okay, what went on in the accident? Okay, the accident that took place. Simply put, the accident that took place on RI Highway. Police say that the driver is responsible. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Tommy F. Williams, and I joined the conversation from Second Street, East
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking about the collaborating political party.
Mm.
Why it is true that the Supreme Court, sometimes their action, in adjudicating election matter. We are saying around here, you cannot make that type of assertion. I mean, it's insanity, and in fact, it has no magnitude of truth in it.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, you cannot say they should establish extra Supreme Court. So what do you do with the one that we already have?
No, it would just be sitting there.
So that India will come over here to adjudicate cases there? No, you cannot say that. I mean, Louis Brown should rethink. And I don't think Kumi, as a lay person, will support that type of statement from Louis Brown. But again, he is not saying anything, so he probably agree with him.
But yesterday Brown made a statement. So except you want comments to reply instantly, which of course I believe he would not do.
No, beyond all logical reasoning, a sound-minded person will not say that. I mean, it's just unfortunate. And Louis Brown, it's about time that Louis Brown start to checkmate himself before he would try to
condolences to the families of the deceased and those who met their untimely death. I mean, so sad that the action of a single individual has led to the death and injury of several others. I mean, that's how important it is for us to keep. I was trying to speak with Lena Dudu. Lena did a publication this morning through his front page Africa newspaper regarding the visit of the president, the invitation of the president by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States government, has invited the president of Liberia, told the United States, and he has been there. And he's expected to return to the country this weekend. All right, the president is expected to return to the country this weekend, and we need to establish. We don't know at this point why the president was invited. We don't know. Out of what you hear hear and see on social media, are just speculations. They are speculations. It is still unknown why the CIA invited the president. Let us be clear. It is still unknown. There are speculations. There are different speculations regarding the reasons beyond the invitation extended to our president. All right. So until the president's delegation can return and state to us exactly why the president was invited to Virginia, we are still in the blind. All right. So, like I said, out of what you've seen and read on social media are all speculations. There's no one single individual that has authority over the information or the reasons behind the invitation extended the president. So, as we've always said here, make sure that you authenticate these pieces of information before you spread them out to the public, because these are very serious issues that do not have to be discussed at the length at which it is discussed in the country. Because look, what we do not understand about information is that it has a way of causing confusion or bringing a sense of insecurity in a country, especially when that particular information is not verified to know the authenticity of what is being said. It is important that you establish the truthful nature of some of the stories that you hear. We have a responsibility here, and I always say we have a responsibility because I think having these microphones at our disposal give us a powerful weapon that we can use to cause confusion. But that is not what these microphones are meant for. They are meant to ferment, to mend fences with people. They are meant to expose to the public some of those ills that are happening, the ills that are happening in our society. They are meant to checkmate people. These microphones are meant to bring about stories, the untold stories of people in different communities, the kind of condition they are going through, so that state actors or those who are responsible for taking actions are able to take actions, so that the lives of our people will become better. So I am not one person who will sit behind this microphone and say to you exactly why the president was invited to Virginia. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because I do not have the information. And again, I am not sure that there are individuals who have the reasons for which the president was invited. So at this stage, it is important to state that at this stage, out of what you see on social media as speculations, what you hear, they are all speculations. People are guessing here and there for different reasons. If you are on this side of the divide, you have a reason for which the president was invited. If you're from this side, you have your reason. For us, we stay in the middle. So it's difficult to establish why the president was invited. So we like to keep it like that till the president's delegation can return and we hear from them. If there is a gap placed on the conversations that were held in Virginia, it means that information cannot be disclosed to the public. So we leave it like that, and all of us will speculate. 07706032293, 0886603293 are the numbers to call this morning to be a part of the Morning Breeze on the ABC Radio 105.1 on a Friday morning. And yeah, I can't wait to take my weekend break. You know, getting up early in the morning, coming here to do the people's job. It's a difficult thing, but we have to do it. That's our commitment. That is our commitment to the society. So um, we have to do what we have to do for the sake of our country, Mama Liberia. So the phone lines are open 0770 603 0886 603 are the numbers to call. The Liberia national team is against South Africa on today. For some reason, the euphoria regarding our national team has disappeared, and it's understandable because we've not received positive results since our guys have been going out there. I mean, the only people that can bring a good result are the amputee team. For some reason, I don't know whether we should start, focusing on the amputee team and lead those senior national team players, because results have not come our way so well. And Liberians sometimes feel discouraged that results not coming our way and these things are going on. I mean, yeah, so there are kind of likeness for the team sometimes disappear. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are you?
We're doing great. Welcome to the program. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My name is Mohammed Asisi, resident of Street 17, to be Pacific. I've been listening to your station this morning, and I decided to call just to tell you thank you, congrats you, and also extend my congratulations to the management of staff of the institution, especially you, because you have been very balanced and credible this morning when it comes to the issue of the invitation that was extended to our president by the CIA. Unless for other stations, they say, in fact, yesterday, that news, yesterday, the news took over the entire Monrovia, if not in the entire country, but the entire Monrovia, that the president was arrested and placed behind in America in the CIA. That news came up. In fact, people debate that issue here yesterday in Banyo here and debated in where to how to call it Sherry Gajo. And I was there, I told the president, no, that information is not true. Okay, now, the information that I was trying to provide for them, I say the biggest CIA headquarters, West African CIA headquarters, was still Adura before, right? Into the war, before I have to take it for you to sing, currently is in Senegal. So I also ask the people, do you know the reason why the Omega Tower was built by the Americans in Ladura? Do you know the reason why the American people, other places were here to build in Broadway here? Do you know that during the war, all those places were destroyed and today you cannot find those things around? How sure are you that they didn't call the president for some of the discussion that they want to bring them back to Ladura? Then you talking about the president is being arrested and in fact, because the full sanction on the other people, and the president have done nothing, and the president says he's not going to punish a citizen because of here information will go for all those things. So thank you very much this morning for being balanced. So we Liberians, especially we the ordinary Liberians, when we get information outside there before we start carrying it around, let us try to authenticate the information. Journalists please do the same, because most of us, we don't read newspaper. We don't go on social media, we listen to radio. And as a 5% of the Liberian people, anything they hear on the radio,
that's true.
The way they hear it.
Okay, my brother.
The person will go, I hear on the radio, that's true. You want to tell me that station was loud on me? They don't even know whether that station, the person that there, whether he's credible or not.
Thank you, my brother.
To get some other information. Thank you all so much, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. 0776 03293 07706 03293 0886 603 out of the news we're hearing about, they invite the president because he do this, because he do that. They invited the president because you're not doing well. We invited the president because they want. These are all speculations. They are speculations. There is not a single person that will give you a link or that will give you the reasons beyond the invitation extended to the president at the CIA headquarters. I am not saying it is not possible to be what you are thinking, but it is not what you are thinking at this stage because it has not been confirmed by individuals who are privy to information regarding the invitation. So it is foolhardy for anybody to start making different suggestions at this point, whether pro or anti. Yeah. Don't say they invite the president to the CIA headquarters because they wanted to have dinner with the president. Don't say they invite the president to the CIA headquarters because they want advising on how to bring war crime code or the one advising on how to do this or how to do that. We do not know why he was invited. Anything you hear now is um is rumor, and it remains rumor till it is confirmed that this is not rumor. All right. So let's keep your calls coming. 0770603293086603293. At 9 o'clock, we take our break. When we come back, we take folks from the Educate West Point, Liberia. They are a civil society organization that's working in West Point, doing a lots of things there. And I was amazed by that some of the pieces of information I gathered regarding the job of this institution. And I think for young people to think upon themselves to establish an institution that seeks the welfare of people in slum communities, I mean, that's remarkable. So we thought to bring them on here. But again, we know it is a fact that the president was invited at the Central Intelligence Agency in the United States. It is a fact that he has been at the Central Intelligence Agency. It is a fact that he traveled with some of his officials, including Finance Minister Samuel Tue. Of course, he went with Samuel Tue. He went with Defense Minister Daniel Zianga. All right. He also, he also went with Deputy Speaker Fonanti Kofa. So we know that the president went with a lot of people in the states, but again, we can establish the reason for his visit. Okay. He also went with the foreign minister, Ambassador D. Maxwell Kimia. He went with Justice Minister Frank Musa Dean. He went with the defense minister, like I said, Dana Zianga. So again, you went with information minister Julius Julius Rennie. He also went with the Honorable Len Eugene Nangwe, the commissioner of the Liberia Maritime Authority. So he went with a high power delegation to the US, and maybe one day upon their return, we will get the details of what the invitation was about. But at this stage, I like to stress that we have not gotten the reason beyond the invitation. So again, don't pay attention to all the rumor you're hearing outside there. Make sure you are one of those bearers of information, authentic information, so that when the reality comes out, you do not appear and not to be a credible source. So it's important. Let's go back to the line 0770 603293 603293 I know you now hear plenty thing about the president's invitation to the US, but then now I think all thinking about, I mean, we don't have evidence. We don't have communication. Out of the communications we received from Washington is the issue of the accident. The president sent a statement regarding that accident, and then he sent a statement regarding the holy month of Ramadan. Our Muslim brothers and sisters are going through the holy month of Ramadan, and like we said on yesterday, we are praying that they go through this, praying for our country, Mama Liberia, that everything positive will happen to this country, regardless of who's in power. I mean, regardless of our I don't want to say hate for the person, but again, we do not want to dwell on gossip. I mean, that's not what we want to dwell on. We want to make sure that every information we put out there is confirmed. Anything you hear us say, like I indicated the first day of the presentation, anything you hear us say here, it mean a fact. Anything we not get evidence to, we wouldn't say here because we don't have evidence to that. We want to be a platform that gives out factual information. All right. It's easy to delve into sensationalism. I mean, that what most of your laying like, bro, sensationalism. But again, we are not doing it just for your taste. We are doing it for the sanctity and safety of our country, Liberia. Yeah. So I come and check something here. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So this is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on your radio on the Friday morning. Yeah, on the Friday morning. I know our Dennis. It was an issue for Dennis on the Friday morning being alone. The way you keep the conversation with a partner is not there any longer. But yeah, let's sing to the Friday. To the Friday, people bring our guests in. Let me do something small. Where's our guys here? The men are responsible for music. There's this song. The thing you know about me, talkie. The thing you know about me. Black, DJ Black. Come here, my brother. Yeah. Black, come here, my brother. Can't tell me anything. I'm trying to find a song. I'm trying to find a song. You know, every day, okay, I think I got it. Black, I got it right here. I know in Nikutan, some all get it in Nikutan link. They get something they call die, you know. Yeah, they get something they call die. I think I get it. When you playing die, I mean, when we going to occasions like that, and the die they can play. They think that die Friday morning, ABC Radio. This is the morning breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Fidel, Saydee. They say nothing can go on serious on Friday, but plenty things can go on serious here. So let's take this one. Let's take it. That is some people there right now. International. Get it. Let's go. Another sit to my again. Let's go. I say they get found If you come from Nikutan, you come from West Point, you come from Clarendon, you will feel this Zico. I say they get sweet When somebody for friend get you honor, you too, you must get them honor. When somebody get friend get you honor, you too, you must get them honor. Say papi water, say mommy water, polo. Say she mommy water, say papi water, polo. When somebody break my heart,